New Jersey, famed for its diners, the shore, and its unique approach to tolls. Indeed, they say you only get tolled when you're leaving. A playful nod from Jersey, almost as if saying, "Thanks for visiting, now pay up for leaving us." But as the George Washington Bridge begins to emerge on the horizon, my thoughts intensify. This engineering masterpiece, connecting Fort Lee, New Jersey to Manhattan, New York, has been a part of the skyline since 1931. Beyond its iconic towers and expansive cables, the GWB holds a history that's both rich and transformative. Named in honor of the first U.S. president, this bridge isn't just a passage, it's a bustling artery. On any given day, it accommodates hundreds of thousands of vehicles, marking its place as one of the world's busiest motor vehicle bridges. This is my first time crossing into New York in a semi, and the weight of the bridge's legacy isn't lost on me. Beyond the George Washington Bridge lies a city whose origins trace back to the 1600s as New Amsterdam, its pulse palpable even from this distance. Every lane on this bridge, every corner in that city, every cobblestone holds a narrative. Today, as I take this monumental route for the first time, I join countless others in making my own mark on New York's vast, intricate tapestry. Come join me on a unique journey, one that promises both excitement and discovery. From the very line that marks New York State's border to the bustling streets of Hicksville, ride shotgun with me and my Peterbilt. Feel the thrill of every turn, the history of every mile, and the heartbeat of one of the world's most iconic regions. Let's embark on this adventure together, experiencing the sights, sounds, and soul of the road ahead. Buckle up and enjoy the ride.
When I wake up, well, I know I'm gonna be the man who wakes up next to you. When I go out, yeah, I know I'm gonna be the man who goes along with you. If I get drunk, well, I know I'm gonna be the man who gets drunk next to you. And if I haver, yeah, I know I'm gonna be the man who's havering to you. But I would walk 500 miles and I would walk 500 more to be the man who walked 1,000 miles to fall down at your door. When I'm working, yes, I know I'm gonna be the man who's working hard for you. And when the money comes in for the work I do, I'll pass almost every penny on to you. When I come home, oh, I know I'm gonna be the man who comes back home to you. And if I drove, well, I know I'm gonna be the man who's going over you. But I would walk 500 miles and I would walk 500 more just to be the man who walks 1,000 miles to fall down at your door. When I'm lonely, well, I know I'm gonna be the man who's lonely without you. And when I'm dreaming, well, I know I'm gonna dream about the time when I'm with you. When I go out, well, I know I'm gonna be the man who goes along with you. And when I come home, yes, I know I'm gonna be the man who comes back home with you. I'm gonna be the man who's coming home with you.
Crossing into New York, especially for the first time in a semi, is a bit like showing up to a ballroom dance in hiking boots. The elegant sprawl of the skyline, replete with history stretching back to 1624's New Amsterdam, contrasts hilariously with my 75 feet of humming, hulking truck. And trust me, if this truck could talk, it'd probably be saying, "You want me to fit where now?" Every turn, especially in a city which once saw horse-drawn carriages as its primary traffic, feels like trying to thread a needle with a rope. The visionary 1811 grid system is brilliant, but I doubt those planners were envisioning a semi like mine navigating their neat squares. Broadway? More like Broadway, am I squeezing through that gap? And Wall Street? It might have been named after a defensive wall, but now its defenses seem squarely aimed at unsuspecting truckers. Now, don't get me wrong, I adore the city's history. From the Dutch trading tales to the echoes of old Native American trails, New York's roads are a journey through time. But sometimes that journey feels like a time-traveling comedy sketch where I've been cast as the unlikely protagonist. Hicksville's my destination, and though it's not as globally infamous as its big city neighbor, I'm convinced it'll have its own quirks ready for me. The journey there is a roller coaster through vast avenues, tight squeezes, and the occasional, "did I just take that turn a bit too sharply?" moments. For truckers, these roads aren't just tarmac and paint, they're a comedic challenge that keeps us on our toes, and sometimes gripping our steering wheels a tad too tightly. But hey, New York wouldn't be New York without a little drama, right?
New York City gripped me like a big old machine. I went into one side, landed in a dream. It stirred me up and made me shout, and sometimes I forgot about the way the wind blows in and out of the cottonwood trees. And oh, it's easy to lose your mind. I might have lost mine if I hadn't found you. The avenues, the boulevards, businesses and schoolyards, shopping malls and motor cars, all in one scene. The lowest lows and the highest highs, the meanest noise and the lullabies, the poison and the compromise, the unspoken scream. And oh, it's so hard to find your place, and I never found mine if I hadn't seen your face. And you can be my Buster Keaton, I'll be Blossom Dearie. We can see the world so clearly. You'll color the gray away, I will sing you songs all day. The decay will just turn to bloom as we look at the good old-fashioned moon. Well, New York City split me like a log in a mill. Half of me happy, the other half ill. But I feel myself a-warming to the old neon chill. I still feel a longing, but it's chased by a thrill. And oh, it's so hard to find your place. I'd never found mine if I hadn't seen your face. And you can be my Buster Keaton, I'll be Blossom Dearie. We can see the world so clearly. You'll color the gray away, I We'll sing you songs all day. The decay will just turn to bloom as we look at the good old-fashioned moon.
When you think of New York City, the mind often conjures images of the iconic skyline, Central Park strolls, and perhaps a steaming slice of pizza. But for a trucker, the city reveals a whole different world, one of expressways, parkways, and the ever-mysterious bridge heights. First off, let's talk expressways and parkways. To the untrained eye, these might sound like synonyms, two poetic ways to describe a stretch of road, but in New York City, each has its own personality. My truck can gracefully glide onto expressways, but parkways, they're the city's red carpet events where trucks aren't on the guest list. The reason dates back to the vision of Robert Moses, the urban planner who wanted parkways for leisurely drives, showcasing the city's scenic beauty. Trucks, in his view, didn't quite fit the aesthetic, so inadvertently, he turned my trucking journey into a delicate dance of, where can I drive today? But nothing keeps a trucker on their toes quite like bridge heights. New York, with its rich maritime history, has always valued its bridges, but some were designed when big vehicles were horse-drawn wagons, not 75-foot semis. And those signs indicating the height, let's just say they're more guidelines than hard rules. They often don't account for things like road resurfacing, which can change the actual clearance. So every bridge becomes a question, to trust or not to trust the sign. Speaking of bridges, did you know that the Brooklyn Bridge, completed in 1883, was the world's first steel wire suspension bridge? A marvel in its time, and honestly, even a bit daunting in my truck today. It's a testament to New York's spirit of innovation and ambition. An ambition that's palpable as I navigate through the throngs of cars, buses, and yes, the occasional brave cyclist. And of course, there's the infamous New York traffic, an entity unto itself. A place where every driver is both choreographer and dancer, moving to a rhythm that sometimes only they can hear. But here's a fun fact. NYC was the first city in the U.S. to implement traffic lights back in the 1920s. They've had a century to perfect the dance, and yet the waltz of braking gas continues. So as we roll on, keep these stories in mind. Each road, bridge, and honk in New York has a tale, an echo of the past, blending seamlessly with the vibrancy of now. Whether it's the historic allure of old bridges or the ever-present challenge of will I fit, NYC ensures the journey is always as thrilling as the destination.
Get a fast car, I want a ticket to anywhere. Maybe we make a deal. Maybe together we can get somewhere. Any place is better. Starting from zero, got nothing to lose. Maybe we'll make something. Me, myself, I got nothing to prove. You get a fast car, I got a plan to get us out of here. Been working at the convenience store. Managed to save just a little bit of money. Won't have to drive too far. Just cross the border and into the city. You and I can both get jobs and finally see what it means to be living. See, my old man's got a problem. Yeah, with the bottle, that's the way it is. He says his body's too old for working. His body's too young to look like his. My mama went off and left him. She wanted more from life than he could give. I said, somebody's got to take care of him. So I quit school and that's what I did. You got a fast car. Is it fast enough so we can fly away? You gotta make a decision. Leave tonight and live and die this way. So I remember when we were driving in your car. Speed so fast I felt like I was drunk. City lights lay out before us, and your arm felt nice wrapped around my shoulder. And I had a feeling that I belonged. I had a feeling I could be someone, be someone, be someone. You got a fast car. We go cruise and entertain ourselves. Still ain't got a job. Now work in the market as a checkout girl. I know things will get better. You'll find work and I'll get promoted. And we'll move out of the shelter, buy a bigger house and live in the suburbs. So I remember when we were driving in your car. Speed so fast I felt like I was drunk. City lights lay out before us, and your arm felt nice wrapped around my shoulder. And I had a feeling that I belonged. I had a feeling I could be someone, be someone, be someone. You got a fast car. I got a job that pays all our bills. Instead of drinking late at the bar, see more your friends than you do your kids. I'd always hope for better. Thought maybe together you and me find it. I got no plans, I ain't going nowhere. So take your fast car and keep on driving. So I remember when we were driving in your car. Speed so fast I felt like I was drunk. City lights lay out before us, and your arm felt nice wrapped around my shoulder. And I had a feeling that I belonged. I had a feeling I could be someone, be someone, be someone. You got a fast car. Is it fast enough so you can fly away? You gotta make a decision. Leave tonight or live and die this way.
As my truck rumbles further into New York, there's a shift from the monumental bridges and strict road rules to the living, breathing heart of the city, its streets and its people. It's here that the city's rhythm is most palpable, and as a trucker, it's both a challenge and a delight to be part of this intricate dance. Have you ever stopped to consider how New York got its street names? Avenue of the Americas, Bowery, Canal Street, each tells a tale of a time gone by. Take Wall Street, for example. Its name harkens back to the 17th century when there was an actual wall built by the Dutch to protect their colony. Now it's the epicenter of global finance. From defense to dollars, that's one impressive transformation. And let's talk about the famous grid system. Instituted in 1811, it was groundbreaking, pun intended, designed to simplify navigation. It's a marvel for city dwellers and tourists alike. But for a 75-foot semi, it feels like I'm in a life-sized board game trying to find that perfect parking or turning spot without landing on go directly to traffic jam. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Now, amidst the hustle, there's the sheer diversity of vehicles on these streets, yellow taxis that dart around like energetic bees, cyclists who've perfected the art of weaving, and pedestrians who seem to have an unspoken agreement with traffic. They move with a confidence that says, I know the light's red, but I've got places to be. And amidst all this, there's me, trying to ensure my truck doesn't become an unexpected guest at someone's streetside cafe brunch. But it's not all comedic chaos, there's beauty too, watching street performers pour their hearts out on corners or catching a glimpse of a couple sharing a quiet moment in a park. The city, with all its sounds, sights, and scents, is a mosaic of moments. Moments that I, from my elevated truck cabin, have a unique vantage point to witness. So, as we continue this ride, look beyond just the roads. See the stories, the history, the lives that give New York its unmistakable pulse. And as you do, spare a thought for us truckers, making our way one quirky turn at a time through this symphony of organized chaos.
Well, it's not far down to paradise, at least it's not for me. And if the wind is right, you can sail away and find tranquility. Oh, the canvas can do miracles, just you wait and see. Believe me, it's not far to Never Never Land. Reason to pretend, and if the wind is right, you can find the joy of innocence again. Oh, the canvas can do miracles, just you wait and see. Believe me. Sailing takes me away to where I've always heard it. Just a dream of the wind to carry me. Soon I will be free. Fantasy, it gets the best of me when I'm sailing. All caught up in the reverie. Every word is a symphony. Won't you believe me? Sailing takes me away to where I've always heard it. Just a dream of the wind to carry me. Soon I will be free. Well, it's not far back to Santa Cruz, at least it's not for me. And if the wind is right, you can sail away and find serenity. Oh, the canvas can do miracles, just you wait and see. Then you believe me. Sailing takes me away to where I've always heard it could be. Just a dream of the wind to carry me. Soon I will be free.
As the sprawling metropolis begins to fade in my rearview mirror, the horizon hints at a change. The frenzied pace of New York City gives way to the more measured beat of Long Island, with Hicksville just around the bend. If you've never been, Hicksville might sound like a quaint name from an old storybook, but it's a town that bridges the energetic buzz of urban life with the calm of suburban living. Did you know that Hicksville was once a pivotal junction for the Long Island Railroad? This town was and still is a connector, a link between the relentless energy of the city and the tranquil beaches further east. As we get closer, I anticipate streets where every corner diner or local store has its own tale, and where neighborhoods echo with the stories of generations. And isn't that the wonder of this journey? From the majestic bridges of the city to the storied avenues of Hicksville, it's a testament to New York's contrasts, the looming skyscrapers, the expressive streets, and now the welcoming embrace of a town that feels like it's saying, "You're almost there." With Hicksville in sight, I can't help but reflect on this roller coaster of a ride. Every honk, every tight turn, every unexpected detour, it all adds up to a journey that's uniquely New York. And as Hicksville beckons, I invite you to stay with me for this final leg, because every journey, no matter how long, is about that last mile, that final turn, that moment of arrival. The familiar hum of the engine quiets down as the town of Hicksville unfolds around me. Gone are the towering skyscrapers, replaced by the comforting landmarks of a welcoming community. Each building, every street corner, echoes with the sentiment of "you've arrived." Navigating through architectural wonders, historic streets, and the unpredictable ebb and flow of New York City traffic, the serenity of Hicksville stands as a sweet contrast. It's times like these when I reflect. This journey, from the vast bridges to the vibrant heart of the city, and now to the tranquil streets of this town, has been an adventure to remember. The challenges? Sure, there were plenty. But the rewards in views, experiences, and stories, absolutely priceless. Now, as I switch off the engine, savoring the peaceful ambiance, and preparing for the next leg of my journey, I want to extend a heartfelt thank you to all of you who stuck around for this ride along. Your company has made this experience even more special. And if you've got a moment, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Whether it's feedback, a memory of your own New York journey, or just a shout out, I appreciate every word. Before signing off, here's a thought that guides me, whether I'm navigating the bustling streets of Manhattan or the inviting avenues of Hicksville. Make sure you are enjoying every day at work.